You only need to think of the fairy tale The Sleeping Beauty, by the way, a Brothers Grimm compilation. Some work that Heath Ledger did was from the pen of the Brothers Grimm. The Sleeping Beauty has the mirror in it. When the Wicked Queen wants to divine an answer, she goes to what? Well, of course, the magic mirror that shows her all. Christopher Plummer, Tom Waits, Heath Ledger star in the film. Although the death of Ledger midway through filming caused production to be temporarily suspended, Ledger's role was recast with Johnny Depp, as I said, Jude Law, and Colin Farrell portraying physically changed transformations of Ledger's character as he travels through the dimensions. The projected release date for this flick is next year. So great, you say Johnny Depp's in a movie and it's coming out. You love Johnny Depp as an actor? Consider this. If you think Johnny Depp loves America, his country of origin, check this out. I'll prove to you he serves something else. Here's a 2005 quote from Johnny Depp on America. America is dumb. It's like a dumb dog. It's like a dumb puppy that has big teeth that can bite and hurt you, he said. My daughter is 4, my boy is 1. I'd like them to see America as a toy, a broken toy. Investigate it a little. Check it out. Get this feeling, and then get out. Johnny Depp's production company, by the way, the name is called Infinitum Nihil Production. The name means infinite nothing in Latin. The definition of nihilism is a viewpoint that traditional values and beliefs are unfounded and that existence is senseless and useless. Another one, very similar description. A doctrine, nihilism, a doctrine that denies any objective ground of truth, and especially of moral truths. These values, or should I say non-values, are reflected in every single piece of work Johnny Depp has ever done. It's his company name. And his single most piece of work. As a matter of fact, those morals or non-morals are in every single piece of work Johnny Depp has done. And it's in his company name. That's the message. I believe Johnny Depp is one of the nihilists who's been unleashed, spoken about in the Guisseppe Messini quote. That quote went this way: "We shall unleash the nihilists and the atheists, and we shall provoke a formidable social cataclysm, which in all its horror will show clearly to the nations the effect of absolute atheism, the origin of savagery, and of the most bloody turmoil. Then everywhere the citizens forced to defend themselves against, and the multitude. The world minority of revolutionaries will exterminate those destroyers of civilization. Disillusioned with Christianity, those deistic spirits will form direction and leadership, anxious for an ideal, but without knowledge where to render its adoration, will receive the pure light through the universal manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer, brought finally out into public view, a manifestation which will result from a general reactionary movement which will follow the destruction of Christianity and atheism, both conquered and exterminated."
The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect those of AM 640. The ancient mystery religions, numerology, the Holy Grail decoded, and he goes deeper than a black hole into today's headlines. This is A View from Space with the Spaceman on AM 640.
I'm Space, it's AM 640, Toronto Radio. I'm going through the Heath Ledger story as seen through the eyes of the occult, of course, which permeates everything today, it seems. In the present day, immortal 1,000-year-old Dr. Parnassus, played by Christopher Plummer, leads a traveling theater troupe that offers audience members a chance to go beyond reality through a magical mirror in his possession. Members of the troupe include a sleight of hand expert, Anton, and a dwarf. Vern Troyer plays that part. Parnassus had been able to guide the imagination of others through a deal with the devil, who's played by Tom Waits, who now comes to collect on the arrangement, targeting the doctor's daughter, played by Lily Cole. This is Heath Ledger's last movie that he did not finish because of a ritual blood sacrifice. The troupe in the movie is joined by, and this is where your ears should prick up, joined by a mysterious outsider named Tony, portrayed, of course, by the subject of tonight's show on AM 640, Toronto Radio, Heath Ledger. Also by Johnny Depp, Rude Law, Colin Farrell. They go on excursions through parallel worlds, the physical world and the spiritual world, if you'll recall. So it is above, so it is below, to rescue the girl. This is mirroring how Heath Ledger's deal with the devil, is it not? Christopher Plummer, of course, plays Dr. Parnassus, the 1,000-year-old leader of a traveling theater group. Tom Waits, as I've already stated, plays the devil himself. Lily Cole as Valentina, Dr. Parnassus's daughter. And Heath Ledger, of course, is Tony, the outsider. Get it? Here's where the bold statement is made by the cabal. This is a real eye-opener of what the cabal in Hollywood thought of him. A mysterious outsider who joins the troupe. When Ledger died in the midst of production, filming had been finished for scenes placed in the real world, with the rest of production focusing on filming scenes of the troupe's travels through a magical realm. Ledger's role was recast to have new actors portray his physically transformed versions in the realm. In other words, they had Heath Ledger staying alive long enough to do all of the scenes that were finished in the real world. But when it came time to start filming for traveling through the magical realm, other actors were chosen. Ledger's role was recast to have new actors portray his physically transformed versions in the magical realm. Johnny Depp, Jude Law, Colin Farrell. They will portray the various magical transformations of Tony, not Heath Ledger. The other two cast members are Andrew Garfield and Anton, and Vern Troyer as Percy. Or Andrew Garfield as Anton and Vern Troyer as Percy. Heath Ledger starred as Jacob with his Merovingian goddess Monica Bellucci.